I'm Paul Mackey, and you're listening to the One Idjit's Thoughts On podcast. This is August 6th, and during the month of August, it is the Dog Days of Podcasting Challenge, where a bunch of podcasters attempt to produce a podcast episode every day of the month. Go to dogdaysofpodcasting.com for more information, and to find the master feed RSS, where you can listen to every episode from every podcast. My daughter is having a girls' night upstairs, and I believe that is mostly about TV and nail polish. I'm not being dismissive and spouting off a cliche, this is literally what she said was in the plan. I woke up early and threw together a slow cooker sausage ragu that I've done before. Brown up the sausage and beef with the onions, and then toss that and the tomato and veg in the crock pot with red wine and let it go all day on low. It turns out great, and it's always a crowd pleaser around here. I suspect it'll particularly be a pleaser tonight after a summer of grill staples, more often than not due to the heat of cooking staying outdoors as often as possible. It was a bit tight this morning, as it's also my watering week for the garden club at the TV station, and I prefer to get that in before my shift starts at 6 a.m. I probably don't need to explain the product trivia I'm doing for Dog Days, other than to say if you've somehow stumbled into episode 6, you should probably trace back and start from the beginning if you can. Yesterday was all snacks and sweets, though I'm not necessarily theming these questions together. Lots of people remember General Foods Candy Pop Rocks as introduced to test markets in 1974, widely marketed starting in 1976, and ultimately discontinued by 1980, although eventually licensed to other companies and returning to the market by the late 80s. What was the companion popping candy also from General Foods with a finer consistency that also left the market about the same time? That answer is space dust, although you could also say cosmic candy. There was apparently a concern at the time that the product name space dust could bring to mind angel dust, and they intended no drug reference, so they changed the name shortly before discontinuing the whole lot of the popping candies. And second, this dippable cookie snack was introduced by General Mills in 1990, becoming very popular in the mid-90s and eventually tailing off before being discontinued in 2012 during a campaign of healthy snacking. It then bounced on and off the shelves in Canada and Australia before returning in the US in 2020. And what are these called? Well, these are Dunkaroos. I don't believe I've had occasion to try them at any point. I was able to determine that they're currently sold in the US, so maybe I will give them a try sometime. So now here's a couple of questions based on products of a different era. First up, the headquarters of a men's care product were in Minneapolis and not Rangoon. The roadside signs were ubiquitous for older generations, offering a phrase spaced out over the course of a mile ending with the product name. What name was that on those signs? And secondly, what was first marketed in 1947 by Edward Lowe and based on Fuller's Earth, an industrial absorbent? It was the first product of its kind, eventually becoming a genericized trademark name for the entire product category. Now, I believe that both of these products are a part of history in a way that people can work out the answers. So until tomorrow, happy hunting. You've been listening to the One Idjit's Thoughts On podcast, produced by Paul Mackey in association with Nimlas Studios. Any short clips of audio from shows is included under fair use for commentary purposes, and copyright for that content remains with its original copyright holders. The theme song is Too Good by Jack Mangan and is used by his generous permission. One Idjit's Thoughts is produced under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 4.0 International License. You can find more episodes of this podcast and many other fine podcasts at nimlas.org. You can contact me by emailing idjitcastpodcast@gmail.com or commenting on episodes at nimlas.org.